Welcome! In this video, we will discuss how to use the OpenPages installer to add servers to an existing deployment. We will show the types of servers that can be added and how to install the new servers. We begin by logging into our installation server. Here, I'll select a previously existing deployment. This deployment already has OpenPages 7.4 installed, so the installer is in the current deployment view. If we click through the current cards, we can see that most of the fields have been disabled, as they cannot be modified once the server is installed. Most of the properties that can be changed are related to user credentials, so they can be updated if, for example, the password on an account has changed. But even though existing servers cannot be modified, it is possible to add new servers to the deployment. Suppose I want to add a global search server to this deployment. To do so, I can simply add a global search card to my deployment. And fill in the properties, which I'll do later. Remember that only one global search server is allowed, so now I cannot add any additional search cards. But I can add additional application and reporting servers. So I am first going to add a new reporting server card. And then I'm going to add a new application server card in order to add a horizontal node to my OpenPages cluster. When adding a new application server card, make sure unique names are provided for the OpenPages node and server names, so that they do not match the other application server cards. If you change your mind and want to remove any newly added cards, you can simply do so. Now, suppose I want to add a new vertical cluster member to my existing application server node. To do that, I can click on my existing application server card and observe the OP vertical cluster number property. Notice that this field is not disabled, meaning I can increase the number to add additional vertical cluster members. So I'll change the current value to 2 to add one more cluster member. Be aware that while this number can be increased to add cluster members, it cannot be decreased or else validation will fail. Now I need to go back and fill in the properties on my new reporting and search cards. Once I've filled out the properties on all of my new cards, I can click Validate. Once the validation finishes, we can download the report to see what actions the installer has determined need to be performed. If I go to the application server page, we can see that the installer will be performing an action to add the new vertical cluster member to the server. Also on the pages for the new reporting and search servers, we can see that the installer will be performing a full install of these new servers. Once I am ready, I can go back to the installer and see that the install button is enabled. From this point, the install process is the same as it is in a fresh install, where I must click the install button and then the configure button when it becomes enabled. Once the install has completed, we can see that the properties on the new report and search cards have been disabled, and the installer has finished adding all of our new servers. This concludes our video. In this video, we have shown how to add new servers to an existing deployment. We hope you found this video helpful, and we invite you to follow along with some of our other videos.